What is up, my fellow whales and krakens, filthy degenerate spenders, and everybody else? In today's video, guys, we are going to do a guide on Vasska for the Necro team. I'm gonna share with you guys the best strategy, the best tips to enable you to do as much damage as possible. Now, my team right here does around 430 plus million damage. With better RNG, I could get in to around 450 million. I have buddies that actually do 500 plus million damage with the exclusive artifact and 300 plus million damage without the exclusive artifact. Big shout out to Del, to everybody else in the Discord that are literally working around the clock to perfect every single strategy on every single team. If you guys are not in my Discord just yet, make sure you guys jump in. The link is in the description down below. Pin comment, tons of awesome people helping around. Plus, you're gonna get to see all of these strategies well before they hit the YouTube videos, right? So this is 437 million with the exact same team you see right here on the screen. I haven't saved it because I'm hoping for better RNG, but I have limited time, so I cannot retry every single team like a madman. I'm gonna quickly share with you guys a couple of different screenshots to kind of like have an idea of what type of damage you can get without the exclusive or even with the exclusive artifact. So that is Del's team, 523 million damage, doing more or less the exact same things that I'm about to show you. The only difference is that he has the Psychic Core on tier 6 maxed on the permafrost. I don't have nothing in it, so mine is 0 right there. Then there are quite a few teams without the exclusive artifact, but more or less the same cup of tea, doing big numbers. So we have Veldora right here that put in 448 million damage. That is with the exclusive. And where is Inkong's team? Because he is putting up like 300 plus million damage without the exclusive artifact. So I'm gonna find them right here just to show you that you can do it without the exclusive artifact as well. Now, Del dealt 330 plus million damage without the exclusive artifact, but of course, he does have the Psychic Core up and running, which is at max level for tier 6 for his account. Augusta, 298 million damage, no exclusive. And I've seen 300 plus without the Psychic Core sorted out. So it's just a matter of scrolling in my freaking Discord. It's just too much stuff happening to be able to save pretty much all of the conversations and all of the teams. That's why you kind of like need to be in there. There you go, 358 million damage without her exclusive. Pretty damn crazy. That is a lot of damage. Now, what do you need to do in order to achieve that? Let me just quickly walk you through all of the little strategies that are very important. The first thing first, you will need to have feats. Then you will need to have the prismatic cloak. This is mainly to reflect the decrease attack on the boss. Now, this is going to help you with the survivability. You want feats to be the main tank, which means that you need to put Thorin behind feats for all of this strategy to work as it should. Then, of course, you're going to have all of the lethal enemies moving towards the front where Urzilas will apply the defense down. Now, in terms of talents, I have the middle 3 for feats. I do not need to get the last 2 tiers on the talents because they are pretty irrelevant. I have him built on a Brotherhood set. This is irrelevant as well. He's not the one that will boost the damage for the team. We're going to have Urzilas to do that, but this will extend it for a little bit as well. So, you know what? Is a win-win, I guess. Then, you're going to want to have Thorin with, of course, the Solar King's Horn. He is built on an Ancestral Protection set, as much Enlightenment as you can, and HP defense to help your tank. He has the middle 3 on the talents. Now, it will be very important in terms of skill timing, and you will have to do a small manual adjustment, but I will walk you through that in just a second. We have Urzilas on a Brotherhood set. He does have one healing piece, but that is not really going to be relevant. Witches remains on him. He has so much freaking bad RNG. If he would apply that defense down more consistently, this team will go absolutely bananas. He has the bottom 3 on the talents, okay? And the whole idea is this is only a 60% chance to inflict defense down. He only attacks once, which doesn't really make him extremely reliable as a defense down character. but you want him on a Brotherhood set. Then we have Centralia. So having a huge attack on Centralia is going to be massive. That's why I have the top 3 for the talents on Centralia. Why? Because this one right here, for each summoned unit that vanishes, increases the hero's attack by 1% up to 30 stacks, which means a 30% increase on her attack, which means that whenever she's going to boost Lelwonis, she's going to give her more attack as well. I tried bottom 3. Bottom 3 is really not doing much because she's not the character that will deal a lot of damage. The rest of the things right here are just not making as much sense. They're not giving you such a big boost in damage as the top 3 and her spreading their attack to the rest. Not to mention that she will have, of course, the pipe organ, which requires her to have as much attack as possible. So hero attributes, I have almost 8,000 attack on her. I will get to 8,000 attack because of this piece of gear. For each ally on the same school, she will gain a 6% increase attack, which means that she's gonna get an 18% attack boost only from the other characters in. So that will take her to 8k attack. Now, one thing, I cannot fix the ascension on this piece, and unfortunately, I do not have better gloves to get 12% more attack on her. One thing, you don't need skill haste on her. If you are running skill haste, you will need to set a timing on her. I have 11 skill haste, which means that I need to set a preset to make sure she's not getting out of sync. The thing with her ultimate skill, when the original unit dies, the clone immediately dies and grants the original summoner 50% ultimate energy. She's not going to get ultimate energy or anything like that, but that skill haste will throw her out of sync. So unlike Felicity on the wild team, you do not need to let her running around. I basically showed you this last week on the video that I've made showcasing my teams because it works better with her being skill timed, especially if you have a bit of skill haste. The main reason for it, you want Fitz to basically cleanse the decreased attack from her before she buffs the rest, because that will affect overall the buff that she gives to the other characters. So you want her to have as much attack as possible. Then we have Lelwonis built on a Gambler set. Without a doubt, the best pieces on her are either Gambler, either an Executioner set. Why is that, Skratch? Why is not mythical gear like on any other character? Well, let me just quickly explain you. This piece is straight off the back the best. The Carnage. The wearer deals 30% increased damage to enemies under defense down. Then, one of the things that could work on her, but unfortunately doesn't work very well, is the Emperor Might. When the wearer is at 100% HP, damage dealt increases by 25%. Now, because she's going to get attacked left and right from a million different enemies, she's never really going to be at full HP, which means that this piece is not going to boost her damage. If we're talking about the top pieces, she's already having so much attack that using a piece like this one on her will not really do much for her, okay? Because she's gonna get so much attack from the aura, from Centralia, from everywhere else, that you're almost kind of like hitting that cap where justifying increasing her attack with gear like this is gonna have diminishing returns. And then talking about this piece, think about it in the following way. You need to have the enemies have higher HP than the hero by 50%. Now you're going to attack a lot of summoned units which won't have crazy high stats. So because of it, this won't really have a massive effect. That's why a Gambler set or a Executioner set is going to be the best call on her. The higher the crit damage, the more damage you're getting. Yes, I do not have crazy high attack on her right here, but I have pretty damn good crit damage. Unfortunately, I did not manage to get her to full crit rate because, hey, I need to get a better weapon, especially a better weapon. I feel like the helmet is pretty good, but this is what keeps me back because I don't need those double rolls on defense, so I would rather get to the 100% crit rate. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much all, right? I'm gonna basically walk you through everything else that you kind of like need to know about it. I've just realized that I have this piece on. I might keep that on because why not? Yeah, I actually have the triple attack here. Okay. Let me quickly share with you the skill timing. So for Lelwonis, we have the bottom talents, not the top ones, okay? Skill timing. This is what we have. 15 seconds to 18 on Lilwanis. We have default on Centralia on an 18 seconds cooldown because I have a bit of skill haste, and instead of using the skill at 18.0, she's going to use it a bit earlier, which will desync with feats. Then we have Urzilas at 12.5, going on an 18 seconds, no skill cooldown on Thorin, and we have 14.9 on feats. A millisecond before Lilwanis is going to use the ultimate skill. All on an 18 seconds cooldown. Now, I did have feats on a Tranda's Tenacity set, which for whatever reason was throwing off Lilwanis out of sync. I'm not sure exactly why, but she started to use her ultimate slower and slower. And no, it's not feats using his ultimate faster because of the Tranda's Tenacity, which it would make sense because he is on a cooldown. Is a super weird interaction which does not delay any of the other characters. They're all using their skills at the exact same time in sync with feats. The only one that gets delayed is, of course, Lilwanis. Do not ask me why. It's weird coding. Something is happening. But that being said, you do want to have good RNG to basically proc a big boom before the 200 million. So right now we used one ultimate with Centralia. Because the enemy that she duplicates is alive, she's not going to use her ultimate again. So right now you can see she's not even charging her ultimate energy. So right here you're going to have to do a bit of manual to kind of like put her back in sync. Is extremely, extremely, extremely important. So we have the dragon. Lilwanis is transformed into a dragon. Centralia now will start using her ultimate. We're going to have to wait for feats to basically proc his ultimate, and straight after, before Lilwanis does, we're gonna proc Centralia's ultimate. So he's gonna get the cleanse in, so he's gonna remove the decrease attack in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Now we're gonna proc her ultimate. She's gonna buff Lilwanis without having the decrease attack, and Lilwanis is gonna go in with the ultimate skill. Now, from here on is an RNG fest. When are we going to proc the next ultimate? How far we can jump from the 100 million to the 200 million damage, which is weak sauce, what just happened right here. We want to jump to at least 230 plus. 240, 250 is amazing if you can do it. So because of it, I'm going to have to basically go right here and rinse and repeat the process, okay? Very, very important. If that massive jump does not occur properly at the beginning, because Urzilas is a dumb hero and doesn't apply defense down, you're gonna have to basically come back and do it again. There isn't much I can do about it. It's just Urzilas being Urzilas. As I was mentioning, he's really not the best character to apply the defense down. If he's missing the defense down later after you reach the threshold of 200 million damage, you are going to have a bit of an issue, because he's going to miss out on a lot of damage, okay? So it's all about that mofo landing the freaking defense down. I'm calling him like this because he's extremely, extremely annoying. Not landing the defense down. So Feet's about to cleanse in 3, 2, 1. Centralia will buff. And now she's on auto on an 18 seconds cooldown, being in sync, going a millisecond after Feet's, but a millisecond before Lilwanis, which will put them in the perfect sync to basically get the best possible damage boost that we can get. This is 230 million damage on the ultimate, but it's still not very, very good. In fact, I'm gonna retry it again. I want to get to 240 preferably, because that will push me to get the damage that I need. So here we go again. That's why I'm saying it, like, I have no time to basically retry every single team on my account like this to get a perfect score. I have a lot of work to do. I'm playing a lot of games. I'm doing content on a lot of channels. So unfortunately, I cannot min-max everything. But a lot of you guys might have the time. So that's why I'm sharing this video with you guys. The ultimate best strategy for this team. This is the way you're gonna get the highest possible damage by following these steps, okay? Forget everything else that you've seen. This is the ultimate way. Okay, so let's get Fitz in. Bang, Centralia in, and now put it on auto. And let's pray and spray that we're gonna hit that freaking 240 million damage on the ultimate. So it is literally all about that. But seeing what we're seeing right here, we're probably not going to get that high. 220 is actually worse than before. So I'm gonna retry it off camera, guys, till I get to that point, because if not, I'm gonna end up with a half an hour long video, and I really don't wanna just show you this retry, because you guys understood the drill. It seems like the game even bugged out right here. Reconnected, okay. Come on, game. Stop messing around. Okay, guys, so we managed to get 235 million with the explosion. I'll take that. It's all about Urzilas now getting the job done. I actually modified a bit of positioning to see if I can somehow trick the RNG gods, maybe to have more enemies at the front faster. Either way, they're kind of like moving more or less at the same time at the front. Like this, I've put Centralia at the front. I'll show you the positioning after. It's basically to see if by any chance I could pull off some better RNG to climb faster to the 160 million right before we're using the last ultimate skill. And right here, we actually have a good amount of damage. The whole idea is, can Urzilas be consistent with the defense down? And as you guys can probably see, he's literally missing it turn after turn after turn after turn till he gives me a freaking headache, and I'm about to literally jump into the screen and grab his freaking neck because he's keep on missing that defense down. It's very, very frustrating because you try it once, you try it twice, you try it 3 times, and it's all good. But then you get to freaking a point where you're trying it like 1,000,000 times and you're like, that's it, Urzilas, I can't stand you anymore, right? And probably every single one of you guys that try this team will be more or less in the same type of situation, right? And you know very well what I'm talking about, where if he's not landing that defense down, it's going to be really, really frustrating. So let's see. Can we get 440? No, we cannot. Ah, so freaking close. 438 million damage. But you know what? I'm going to save this. With better RNG, I have absolutely no doubt that I can reach 450 million damage. But for that, I need to somehow praise Urzilas to make him feel better about himself and land that defense down more often. That's how we're looking in terms of damage. DPS per second, it can be much higher, but it's all about that defense down. So I'm going to save this, 438 million. And I will be doing a different video today showcasing all of my teams for this week. You've already seen this one. I'm not really going to go in detail about this team later. But just to kind of like give you a bit of an idea of what we've achieved with this one, comparing it with other people that are running on my server, which I'm actually pretty curious. Let's see the top dog on my server. So he actually used a very similar team. But as you guys can probably notice, his build is not bad or anything like that, but we got more damage than him. Now he is running something very different because he's not running the same strategy, so it's hard to compare it with his strategy, but this seems to work pretty well. Now the reason why it works so well for him is because he applies the defense down, not this dummy, okay, not this one, the other one, but he applies a second defense down with this Crown of the Unclean. Do we have somebody else that is pushing in big numbers with the team? 413 million, similar strategy. I just have better empowerment, probably better builds. Right here we have 341. Is this with an exclusive? Okay, you can definitely push in more if you follow the strategy that I showed you, even without the exclusive, guys. But that was all for this video. You've seen the positioning, right? Let me just quickly go back to it. I'll show it to you here because it's the same thing more or less. So what I've done, this was Fitz, this was Lelwanis, this was Storin, this was Centralia, and this was Urzilas right here. So Urzilas is gonna run in front next to the boss. Centralia will stay here. All of the ads that spawn will spawn around them, and they will move quicker next to Urzilas, who covers 1, 2, and 3 tiles, right? That was all for this one. Hopefully you found it helpful. Push as much damage as you possibly can, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.